Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel Liberty Ledger Crypto. Today we have another exciting video for coin collectors and history lovers. In this video, we are going to explore the top 4 most interesting one-dime coins from the United States. These small coins may look ordinary, but some of them carry incredible history and can even be worth far more than their face value. The United States dime has been part of American coinage for more than 2 centuries. Over the years, different designs and historical figures have appeared on this tiny coin, making it one of the most fascinating coins for collectors. Some dimes were minted in limited numbers. Some contain rare minting errors, and others are valuable because of their historical significance. Today, we will take a closer look at 4 remarkable dimes that collectors love to search for. We will talk about their history, their design, how rare they are, and how much they might be worth today in the collector's market. One of the famous coins we will discuss is the legendary 1894 No-S Barber Dime, often considered one of the rarest and most valuable dimes ever produced in the United States. We will also explore the classic 1916 Mercury Dime, a coin that many collectors dream of finding. In addition, we will look at the historic 1874 CC Liberty seated dime and the modern yet collectible 1968 No-S Roosevelt Dime, each with its own fascinating story. These coins prove that even the smallest pieces of currency can hold incredible value and history. Some of them have sold for thousands or even millions of dollars at auctions, surprising collectors around the world. So if you enjoy learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the history behind American currency, you are in the right place. Make sure to watch the video until the end, because the number 1 dime on our list might surprise you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin story here on Liberty Ledger Crypto. Now let's get started and discover the top 4 one-dime coins that every collector should know about. Step 1 today, we're diving into the fascinating story of one small coin that many people overlook in their everyday change. It's the Liberty 1 dime from 1994. Specifically the Denver Mint version known as the 1994 Roosevelt Dime. At first glance, this tiny coin might seem ordinary, but behind its small size lies a rich history connected to American culture, design, and the legacy of one of the most influential presidents in United States history, Franklin D. Roosevelt. In today's video, we will explore the history, design, minting process, collector value, rare varieties, and why the 1994 Roosevelt Dime still attract the attention of coin collectors around the world. The story of the Roosevelt Dime actually begins long before 1994. The design was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death in 1945. Roosevelt was a strong supporter of the March of Dimes campaign, which helped fight polio and support research for a cure. Because of his connection with this movement, the United States government chose to place his portrait on the dime. Since that time, the Roosevelt Dime has remained one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, produced continuously for decades by the United States Mint. When we look closely at the 1994 Roosevelt Dime, we see the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse or front side of the coin. The portrait faces left and is surrounded by inscriptions that include Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1994. These inscriptions reflect the values and traditions of the United States. The word liberty symbolizes freedom, while In God We Trust represents the nation's long-standing motto. Just beside the date on the coin, collectors will find a small letter D, indicating that this particular coin was minted in Denver at the Denver Mint. The reverse side of the coin also carries important symbolism. At the center is a torch representing liberty and freedom. On either side of the torch are branches, an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. Surrounding these elements are the words United States of America and 1 dime. This elegant design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making the Roosevelt Dime instantly recognizable to collectors and everyday users alike. Now, let's talk about the production of the 1994 Roosevelt Dime. In 1994, millions of these coins were struck at the Denver Mint to meet the demand for circulating coinage across the country. The coin is composed primarily of copper with nickel outer layer, a composition that has been used for dimes since 1965, when the United States removed silver from most circulating coins. The coin weighs approximately 2.27 grams and has a diameter of about 17.91 millimeters. Despite its small size, the coin requires precise engineering and high-quality minting techniques to ensure every detail appears clearly on the finished piece. Collectors often wonder if coins like the 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime can be valuable. In most cases, circulated examples are common and typically worth only face value. However, condition plays a huge role in determining value. Coins graded in mint state, meaning they were never used in circulation and retain their original luster, can command higher prices among collectors. Some high-grade examples graded by professional services may sell for several dollars or even more depending on their quality and rarity. Another exciting aspect for collectors is the possibility of mint errors or rare varieties. Occasionally, coins leave the mint with unusual features caused by production mistakes. These might include double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. While such errors are rare, they can make a seemingly ordinary coin extremely valuable. Some collectors spend years searching through rolls of dimes hoping to find a unique error coin that could be worth far more than its face value. The year 1994 was also an interesting period in American coinage history. During this time, the United States Mint was modernizing its equipment and improving production technology. As a result, coins from the early 1990s often display sharp details and consistent quality. The Denver Mint, where the 1994 D-Dime was produced, has a long history dating back to the 19th century and remains one of the most important minting facilities in the country. For coin collectors, the 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime represents more than just a small piece of change. It represents continuity in American coin design and the enduring legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete sets of Roosevelt dimes from 1946 to the present day, and the 1994 D coin is an important piece of that collection. Even though it may not be rare in circulation, it still holds historical and collectible value as part of the larger series. If you happen to find a 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime in your pocket change, it's worth taking a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the condition of the coin, the sharpness of the details, and the presence of the D mint mark. While most examples will be common, there is always a chance that you might discover a high-grade specimen or even a rare mint error. That possibility is part of what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby for people around the world. Coin collecting is more than just gathering money. It's about preserving pieces of history. Every coin tells a story about the time in which it was made, the technology used to produce it, and the people who designed it. The 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime is a reminder of the ongoing legacy of American coinage, an important role coins play in everyday life. As we wrap up today's video, remember that even the smallest coins can have fascinating stories behind them. The 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime might seem ordinary at first glance, but it carries with it decades of history, symbolism, and craftsmanship from the United States Mint. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of coins, examining pieces like this can open the door to a deeper appreciation of history and art. If you enjoyed learning about the 1994 D. Roosevelt Dime, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other coin enthusiasts. Here on Liberty Ledger Crypto, we explore rare coins, valuable collectibles, and the stories behind the money that passes through our hands every day. And who knows, your next great discovery might already be hiding in your pocket change. Step 2. Today, we are going to explore another fascinating coin from United States history, the famous 1996p Roosevelt Dime. At first glance, this small 10-cent coin may look like ordinary pocket change, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, it represents an interesting piece of American numismatic history. The Roosevelt Dime series itself began in 1946, shortly after the death of U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was honored on the coin because of his leadership and his strong connection to the fight against polio through the March of Dimes. Since that time, the Roosevelt Dime has remained one of the most recognizable coins in everyday circulation throughout the United States. By the time the 1996 P dime was produced, the design had already been used for 50 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in modern American currency. The United States Mint produced a 1996 P dime at the historic Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the P Mint mark on the coin. Philadelphia is one of the oldest and most important minting facilities in the country and has been responsible for producing billions of coins for circulation. In 1996, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes, meaning the coin is relatively common in circulated condition. However, collectors are often interested in coins not just for their rarity, but also for their history, condition, and potential mint errors. The obverse of the coin features a familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. This design was created by sculptor and engraver John R. Sinek, whose initials JS appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck on the coin. Surrounding the portrait are the words Liberty, the motto In God We Trust, and the year of minting, which in this case is 1996. Turning to the reverse side of the 1996 P dime, we see a design rich with symbolism. The reverse displays a torch in the center, representing liberty, with an olive branch on one side, symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the other, representing strength and independence. These elements together reflect the ideals of the United States and the resilience of its people. Above the design appears the inscription, United States of America, while below it is a denomination 1 dime. Although the coin's design may seem simple, every element carries a deep meaning connected to American history and values. The composition of the 1996 P dime is also important for collectors to understand. Earlier dimes minted before 1965 were made primarily of silver, but starting in 1965, the United States switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1996 P dime therefore contains a pure copper core sandwiched between layers of copper-nickel alloy, giving it durability for circulation while keeping production costs low. Another interesting aspect of the 1996 P Roosevelt dime is its connection to coin collecting trends of the late 20th century. During the 1990s, many people in the United States began paying closer attention to pocket change, searching for mint errors, rare varieties, and high-grade coins. Although the standard 1996 P dime is usually worth only its face value in circulated condition, collectors look for examples in perfect mint state grades, especially those graded MS 67 or higher. In such pristine condition, the coin can be significantly more valuable than 10 cents. Additionally, collectors often examine coins for unusual minting mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets. When such errors appear on a 1996 P dime, they can turn an ordinary coin into a collectible piece worth many times its original value. The year 1996 also marked the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt Dime series, which added a special sense of history to coins produced during that time. While the standard circulation coins like the Philadelphia issue were produced in large quantities, the United States Mint also released a special collector version in mint sets to commemorate the milestone. For collectors, this anniversary highlighted how long the Roosevelt Dime design had remained in circulation and how strongly it had become associated with everyday American currency. Many collectors who search through rolls of dimes still keep an eye out for high-quality examples from this year, hoping to find coins with brilliant luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. In terms of specifications, the 1996 P Roosevelt Dime has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and weighs approximately 2.27 grams. Its reeded edge helps distinguish it from other small coins and also historically served as protection against the shaving of precious metal when coins were made of silver. Even though modern dimes no longer contain silver, the reeded edge remains a traditional feature of U.S. coinage. When you hold a 1996 P dime in your hand, you are holding a small but meaningful piece of modern American monetary history. It represents not only the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, but also decades of economic activity, technological advancement in minting, and the ongoing passion of collectors who continue to search for interesting coins in everyday change. For new collectors, the 1996 P dime can serve as a great starting point. It is widely available easy to find, and affordable, making it perfect for building a Roosevelt Dime collection. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete date and mint mark sets of Roosevelt Dimes, which include coins from multiple mints and decades of production. As collectors upgrade their collections, they often look for coins with stronger strikes, cleaner surfaces, and brighter luster. Over time, these small differences in condition can make a significant impact on a coin's desirability and value. So the next time you receive change from a store or look through a jar of old coins at home, take a closer look. You might find a 1996 Roosevelt Dime hiding among the ordinary coins. While it may appear simple, every coin has a story to tell about history, art, and the people who designed and used it. Coin collecting is not only about value, but also about discovery and appreciation for the past. And who knows, one small dime could spark a lifelong interest in numismatics and the fascinating world of coins. Step lost today, we're diving into another fascinating coin from the United States that many people overlook in their pocket change. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary small silver-colored coin, something you might receive at a store and never think about again. But collectors and coin enthusiasts know that even the smallest coin can hold a story, a history, and sometimes a prizing value. In this video, we will explore the history, design, minting process, and potential value for the 1999 Roosevelt Dime, also known as the Liberty One Dime from the United States of America. By the end of this video, you may never look at your spare change the same way again. The Roosevelt Dime has been a part of American coinage for decades. The design first appeared in 1946, shortly after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt was widely admired for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, but he was also strongly associated with the fight against polio. Because of the support for the March of Dimes campaign, the United States Mint chose a dime denomination to honor him after his death. Since that time, the Roosevelt Dime has remained one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Fast forward to the year 1999. The United States was approaching the new millennium, and the economy was experiencing a period of growth and technological expansion. It was also a time when coin collecting was becoming more popular again among everyday Americans. During this year, the United States Mint produced millions of Roosevelt Dimes to meet the needs of commerce across the country. One of those coins was a 1999 Roosevelt Dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The small letter P located on the coin indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Mint is one of the oldest and most historically significant mints in the United States. Established in 1792, it has produced countless coins that circulated throughout American history. When collectors see the P mint mark on a coin, they immediately recognize its connection to this historic mint facility. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1999 Roosevelt Dime. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you will see the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. This portrait was designed by sculptor John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time the design was introduced. Roosevelt's image appears strong and dignified, capturing the respect many Americans felt for him. Around the portrait, you will see several inscriptions that hold symbolic meaning. The word liberty appears prominently on the left side of the coin. Liberty has always been a central value in American culture and government. By placing the word on the coin, the United States Mint reminds citizens of the principles upon which the nation was founded. Just below Roosevelt's chin, you will find the phrase, "In God We Trust," which has appeared on American coins for many years as a reflection of national tradition and faith. On the right side of the coin, you will notice the year 1999, marking the date when the coin was minted. Near the date, you will see the small P mint mark, indicating the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. These details may seem small, but for coin collectors they are extremely important because they help identify the coin's origin and historical context. Turning the coin over to the reverse side reveals another iconic design. In the center of the reverse, you will see a torch. The torch represents liberty and enlightenment, symbolizing the light of freedom that guides a nation. On each side of the torch are two branches. One branch is an olive branch, representing peace. The other is an oak branch, representing strength and independence. Together, these elements form a powerful symbolic message: liberty supported by peace and strength. Along the top edge of the reverse side are the words, United States of America, clearly identifying the nation that issued the coin. At the bottom, you'll see the denomination written as 1 dime. Between these inscriptions is a phrase, E pluribus unum, a Latin motto meaning out of many one. This phrase reflects the idea that many states and people come together to form one united nation. The 1999 P. Roosevelt Dime was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. Earlier dimes minted before 1965 contained silver, but due to rising silver prices in the United States, mint switched to a clad composition in 1965. The modern dime consists of a pure copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of copper-nickel alloy. This gives the coin its silver appearance while keeping production costs lower. In terms of size, the dime measures approximately 17.91 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 2.27 grams. Despite its small size, the dime plays an important role in everyday transactions across the United States. Billions of dimes circulate through banks, businesses, and households every year. When it comes to mintage numbers, the 1999 P. Roosevelt Dime was produced in very large quantities. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins to meet demand. Because so many were made, most examples found in circulation today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, that does not mean every 1999 P. Dime is ordinary. Coin collectors know that condition plays a major role in determining value. A coin that spent years in circulation may show scratches, worn edges, and faded details. But coin that remains in mint condition with sharp details and a bright surface can be much more desirable to collectors. These high-grade examples are often graded by professional coin grading companies and placed into protective holders. Another factor that can increase a coin's value is the presence of minting errors. Occasionally, coins leave the mint with unusual characteristics caused by mistakes during the production process. For example, a coin might have a double design, an off-center strike, or a missing element. These types of error coins can become highly sought after by collectors because they are rare and unique. Some collectors also search for dimes with particularly strong strikes and brilliant luster. These coins may appear almost mirror-like under light, reflecting the care taken during the minting process. While most 1999 P dimes are common, a pristine example preserved since the day it was minted could still attract interest in the coin collecting community. Another interesting aspect of coin collecting is the thrill of discovery. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of coins from banks or examining pocket change in hopes of finding hidden treasures. While the chances of discovering an extremely valuable coin are small, the excitement of the hunt keeps collectors engaged and passionate about the hobby. The year 1999 was also notable in American coinage because it marked the beginning of the famous 50 state quarters program. Although that program focused on quarter dollars rather than dimes, it helped spark renewed interest in coin collecting across the country. Many people who began collecting state quarters eventually expanded their collections to include other coins such as dimes, pennies, and half dollars. For new collectors, the 1999 P. Roosevelt Dime can be a great starting point. Because the coin is so common, it is easy to find and affordable to collect. Beginners often enjoy assembling complete sets of Roosevelt dimes from different years and mint marks.